Welcome back. So in the last video, we talked about, or in the past bunch of videos, I guess, we've sort of been touching on this concept of having an upbeat. So, I'll write that down. Upbeat. That is an upbeat specifically. Having playing off the beat, I guess, is it could be, a limitless number of possibilities. But specifically, having an upbeat is when we have, let's just say, we have beat 1, and we have beat 2, and then exactly in between the two of them, we have this upbeat. So, I'll write this in cut time, in 2/2 time. So we had an example where we had a quarter note on beat 1, a quarter note on the upbeat of beat 1, because this is in, I'll write this down, 2/2 time. And then on beat 2, we just had a half note, and that filled up all of beat 2. So we kind of touched on this last time about how you would write this same exact thing into 4/4 time. And I kind of gave you this thing where I said that, and you might have seen this before, where just a quarter note but with a flag on it, that is equal to an eighth note. And you might have seen that before. And this is correct, and you can just memorize this. But one of the things that you should kind of work on developing a little bit is the intuition behind what these flags mean. So in this video, let me erase. So in this video, we're going to talk all about flags on notes. And I'll just kind of write pretty big down here. Have my quarter note, there's my stem, and there's my flag. So what a flag does is, for each flag that you put on, so let's actually write a quarter note up here. So this is equal to 1/4 of the time that you spend playing in a measure of 4/4. It's equal to 1/4 of the time that you would spend, 1/4 of the time in a measure of 4/4 is what this is pretty much saying, what a quarter note is. This note down here, an eighth note, this is consequently equal to an eighth of the time in a measure of 4/4. So you can divide any measure of 4/4 up into 8 of these things. So you would fit 8 of these in. And let's actually put in, I'm going to give myself a measure of 4/4 up here. And I'm going to put in 4 quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then that's the end of the measure. I'll write this real long. So beneath this, we can fit in 8 of these eighth notes. And I'll actually write in above, I'll number our beats. We've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. So then below this, we'll be able to write in 8 eighth notes. So let's start with that. Can fit 1 and 2 and, clean that up, 2 and 3 and 4. That's ugly. But I think you probably get the point. Actually, you know what? I should really erase that. Okay. Okay, there we go. So we have got 8 of these eighth notes. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 eighth notes in a measure of 4/4 time. So this takes up 1/8 of the time in a measure of 4/4. 1/8 of the time that it would take you to get through playing this measure. 1/8 of that time you'll spend playing an eighth note. So that's kind of the concept behind it. So what would happen? So the concept on a flag is that for each flag we add, we divide the note's value in half. So probably the next note that you would be learning in a regular music education class would be the 16th note. What do you think a 16th note is going to look like? Well, it's going to look kind of like a quarter note, but with one flag, two flags. So this is a 16th note. And I probably won't be able to fit this in right here. So actually I'm going to actually erase this, give myself a new little working space, and I'm just going to write in our values again up here, or else actually I'll write them down at the bottom. So we add a quarter note, and that is equal to a quarter of the time in a measure of 4/4. Then we had an eighth note that was equal to an eighth of the time. Because we've got one flag on it, it equals half of the value without a flag. So one flag on a quarter note is an eighth note. And then we also had an example of a note with two flags on it. So we've got, let me actually see if I can, there we go. There. Note with two flags on it. And this is a 16th note. So we again had our measure of 4/4, and I'm going to write this really big because I'm going to have to write a whole bunch of 16th notes in. So we had 1, that's about right, 2, 3, and 4 quarter notes in there. And then below that, we said we could fit 8 eighth notes. So let's write those in. So we had 1, 2, it's annoying, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So there we go. We've got 8 eighth notes fit in. So now, below that, we can fit in 2 16th notes for each one of these eighth notes. So I'm kind of running out of time, but let's see if I can get those drawn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or actually no, this is 8, 9, 10, and I'm actually going to run out of time, and this is starting to look messy, so I'll continue this in the next video.